Hello everyone, the populist revolution is here, and I assumed that said populist revolution would occur in some other way, possibly. Maybe a physical revolution like we witnessed, well, I say revolution, whatever happened at the Capitol, the utter idiocy that occurred there. I thought this could be the precedent where populists on both sides unite to invade capitals and government buildings across America. But that is not what happened. In fact, it's something I didn't expect to come back. I mean, I knew that the populists would come back, but I didn't think that Occupy Wall Street and the anti-Wall Street sentiment would come back like this. I thought with the incoming Biden administration, well, I say incoming, the now Biden administration, I thought this was the end of populism in popular culture. I thought Biden was just going to fund and the mainstream media were just going to go complete North Korean style propaganda, but I mean they still are, but it really shows the power of the people. The GameStop stock, if you don't know what's going on with the GameStop, I'm going to do an article on it and hopefully a full video, but definitely an article where I list out everything that's gone on if you've not really been following it, and I won't do like a really op-ed style article. It'll be like bullet points, that kind of thing, so it's easy to read and you can get a full understanding of the situation. Basically, there's a group called Wall Street Bets, and they're like a forum on Reddit. They're a paid subreddit, and it consists of like really like professional day traders, but they're quite young, so they meme and stuff. And they grew out of the 2008 crisis. So not only do they meme about finance, they also have a vendetta against Wall Street. They do retail trading, things like that, non-institutional trading, so they're not like the big hedge funders. And essentially what happened was these guys decided for whatever reason, these hedge funders, they short position, which is essentially betting against the demise of a company. They were sick of these hedge funders making billions and not contributing to the economy, but actively removing things out the economy. They were going to do this with GameStop, the hedge funders. They put so much money, okay, and they risked their entire companies, these hedge funders. All the money that they've been given from pension funds and other things like that, they hadn't made this money. They just manipulated markets with money taken off people and then give some of it back. That's all it is. It's just a scam. And these people were like, well, why don't we just all invest for the meme into GameStop and shoot up the stock for no reason but to screw over these hedge funders. And if we lose money, then we can all say that we memed along. And a lot of people, millions of people, put a couple $100, a couple $1,000, and a select few put millions into GameStop. Elon Musk was promoted on his Twitter with nearly millions of likes per tweet. And well, if we look over on the GameStop stock today, now forget this little bump here, we'll get into that, but look at this. So this is around about when it started being posted. So the 12th of January is when the first post came out, and you can see an initial hit. So it went from, look at this, lows, look at all these lows, 11, 15, it was varying. Let's look at the last 5 years. As you can see, let's look at the max. So it had a hit up here. I remember, if you look close, I remember looking at, look at highs. You can see all the bits of information here. But I was doing some more research earlier and actually looking into the stocks of this, and it kind of like topped up at the very high, between like $65 US, which is about half of what Amazon is now, I think. I think last time I checked, if we just check Amazon stock price. Oh no, it won't come up because I'm on Brave. Let's just use Google, and we'll check the I can't spell. I swear I'm dyslexic. Amazon stock. Oh, it's going down a bit. Oh, 3,000. Okay, so I was a bit wrong then, but either way, it's still pretty good. All right, $60 for a retail company in the 2007 to 2008 period. Not too bad. It was their peak, and as you can see here, if we go in the last year, it's been, well, actually that shows its progression up. 5 years, you can see around $30 all the way down to lows of, I remember seeing lows of about $2, so really not a good position. However, the meme lords, the chuds, they came out, and around, actually looking at it, it was very low, and then it had a slight hit up, so maybe there was other posts and other talk about this. Actually, no, I know what that was. I think that's when the PS5 came out, wasn't it? Or around when consoles started coming out and games started coming out. So that could be that, because generally GameStop went up when consoles, games, and things came out and new releases, because more people would kind of invest to try and see if it would go up high enough. But you can see around here, it really had its big peak here on the 12th of January, all the way up to the 14th at $39. As you can see there, by the way, it just went down slightly, the stock, but that kind of fluctuation is pretty typical. Let me scroll it up so you can see it better. So you can see there, it went to 35, and then it went to 39, then went back down to 35. It plateaued a bit, and pretty steady. And then straight up to 65, 70, 140. So within a day, it had gone from 76 to 147 within a day. Again, it's just gone down gone down 5 cents there, the stocks. It is slowly going down, but that's fluctuation, that's pretty normal. But then from there, 147, 27th of January, 147 to 347. $200 in a day. That is insane. And that's why, if you've noticed, all like the if I find the guy on Twitter, the accounts related to Wall Street bets, they all use the rocket logo, the emoji, which I use as well on my Twitter. Let's see if I can find it for you, just to demonstrate. There it is. Let's see what the Wall Street chairman. He hasn't actually got. That's kind of weird. I think it was the model that had it though. Yeah. So he has all of this. I love to see it. That's pretty funny. Yeah. I should put that as my my Twitter header. But yeah, as you can see there, the rocket is meant to show that obviously a rocket, when it shoots up, that's the rocket. However, what happened? Now, by the way, if you do want to really look into this before I release my article, the Lotus Eaters podcast for the last 3 days, this is their show notes. So episode 55, 56, and 57, they do a daily podcast for the week. This is their show notes, and this is all the information from the very start. Okay, this is the first one, second one, and third episode that we've all done regarding this. So if you do want to look into that, just go to lotuseaters.com and click on each podcast. I'll leave it all in the description below as well. But you can see there, this is kind of the progression. Some people have gone from 50k to 22 million, which is stunks, absolute stunks. But yeah, again, like I said, I'll do an article on that, going through that. But essentially, what happened here was Robinhood, which is basically a service which allows people to trade without having to own their own firm or be very rich, like Wall Street investors. Anyone can just go on the app and just invest in a company, buy stocks. So what people did, they were using Robinhood because it was the easiest way to do it without, using scams or anything. So, it was like, I don't know how to explain it. It was more like a consumer-friendly way. If you go to their Twitter, they had a tweet. I'll find it later. They had a tweet that said something like "the power to the traders" or something like that. I found really funny. Like, it was essentially saying that we're giving the power to the traders to defeat Wall Street. Ironically, GameStop's motto is actually "power to the players," which is also kind of an ironic one there. Playing the game. But essentially, they on their bio and their kind of thing for Robinhood Inc. was democratization of trading. So it was giving the power to the people so that they could invest. And what happened when this happened? Billions of dollars being lost. Melvin Capital, the main hedge fund that was invested against GameStop. In fact, actually, GameStop's gone up 10 cents back up to $3.10.56, which is kind of cool. I'll put that up. I'll put it up so we can see it ticking up and down. But Melvin Capital lost billions. So Robinhood actually blocked the ability to invest into GameStop, including AMC, BlackBerry, Nokia, because people are also investing in them. If we go over here and we find AMC stock, we can see that also, again, that's going up. We look in the last 1 month. You can see here, it was $2 all the way up now to 19. That's a massive hit for essentially a dying company. Founded in 1920, mental. Imagine the person that founded that, probably dead now. Imagine the guy looking down in heaven and just seeing all these stunks. But yeah, look, AMC as well, and as you can see here, the massive drop down. Now, markets fluctuate heavily sometimes, and they do drop, but not to this extent where it just drops. Now, what happened, you're probably asking? Well, what happened was, Wall Street weren't very happy, and Robinhood basically blocked your ability to buy, but you could sell. So loads of people got scared and sold stock, meaning that the price went down. And then some companies like Robinhood, I think they've allowed you to do it, but limiting the ability to buy stock, and it's just gone up 8 cents now. If you're looking at it, oh no, it's not 8 cents. That's $8. I've been looking at it wrong. Yeah, it's gone down again, but that's gone up in dollars. That's pretty cool. So we're actually watching it go up and down and fluctuating live. But you can see this massive drop, and it is just market manipulation. I mean, that's what they've been doing for a long time. But the fact that they've completely blocked people's ability to buy more stock to increase the price is an overt effort just to save these hedge fund managers. That's all it is, right? It's actually in their terms of service, so admittedly they probably could do it. But there is a good legal case, again, this is Robinhood, by the way, a really good legal case against them, because it was obvious, because Wall Street were losing loads of money. I think estimated right now it's about $70 billion they've lost because of this, and the fact that they blocked it during this period is collusion. I mean, how can you, there is no kind of way you could argue that this was to help people out. We were just trying to, because this is what they said in their tweet. They came out saying, we're just trying to do it to save the people. No, you weren't, mate, because they were all making loads of money. You were scared that Wall Street was in billions. Also, I want to point something out that I just noticed. Do you want to know when GameStop was founded? 1984, by a guy called George. Ah, man. It's coming full circle. Let me just find this. I've got Orwell over here. George Orwell's 1984. Great novel. I've just started reading it. George Orwell's 1984. Isn't that just ironic that the crony capitalist types, and I'm capitalist, so I'm not going to claim that it is because of capitalism. It's because of this is essentially socialism. Controlling the economy. This is what this is. Communism. However, it's kind of ironic, just a tad ironic that GameStop was founded in 1984 by a person called George. Anyway, so now since markets have opened up, the actual official markets have reopened. I think Robinhood is still limiting your ability to buy, but as you can see, as obviously the markets close and open every single day. I can't remember the exact times. It's so that it's not a 24/7 thing, because companies can't work 24/7. That's just not viable. So I think it closes anyway. But as it's reopened, inevitably it's shot back up again as a lot of investors have gone, right, we're going to have this. Now it is lower, 347 to 313. So generally, if you look at that, that's only, if we take away this bit, generally the actual fluctuation is $30. It's not a lot. However, you look at AMC as well. That's going up, back up again, a sharp spike up again. Not as harsh. This one is very similar to that one though. It's a V curve, a perfect V. It's going back up the exact way it came down. Okay, and again, AMC not as much because there's not as much hype. But the collusion is probably the worst bit, and that's not even the worst bit for me. It's the fact that all the leftist media came out in defense, and they were screaming and crying. It was just laughable how much in defense they were for this. So let's look at this. Robinhood right now is actively still blocking people's ability to buy shares of AMC. This is from the Quartering. He does his research. I trust the Quartering. Jeremy's a legend. Thank goodness Robinhood limits the shares to a paltry 115 for us plebs. I risked making tens of thousands today and thankfully only made a few hundred. Few. Yes, I am moving off platform, but I had money stuck there still. So this is from Robinhood. This order will exceed the maximum allowed AMC shares you can hold at this time. You currently have 125 shares purchased or pending, including this order, which exceeds the limits of 115 shares. Oh, you idiot, Jeremy! You're a pleb. Why did you think that you could invest in the stock market? Why did you think that you could invest and screw up Wall Street? You're not a billionaire, you silly man. And, as I mentioned earlier, the unity that we are seeing. The unity between both political sides, the left and the right. And again, like I mentioned earlier as well, I am going to be doing, hopefully, a longer video or just like a general long-form article about this entire situation. But AOC, including Rashida Tlaib also, this is unacceptable. We need to know more about Robinhood's decision to block retail investors from purchasing stock, while hedge funds are freely able to trade the stock as they see fit. As a member of the Financial Services CMT, I support a hearing if necessary. Well, AOC, it is necessary. This is a necessary thing. I don't know why you need to put if it is necessary. It definitely is. This is obviously from Elon Musk here. Absolutely. Okay, and what did people on the Republican side think? Well, we have a tweet here from Ted Cruz. This is interesting. Ted Cruz and AOC, opposite. No, Ted Cruz is centre-right, right-wing conservative. AOC is far-left socialist. He says, fully agree. Unity. Finally, AOC, as dumb and retarded as this retard is, she's actually decided to create a unified message, but with both sides against the establishment. And how long-lived was this? About 10 minutes. AOC, you dumb retard! You couldn't handle having unity and taking the moral high ground for being a decent person. Oh, it's so annoying, man. She couldn't handle the unity. She could not handle it. I am happy to work with Republicans on this issue where there's common ground, but you also had me murdered 3 weeks ago. So you can sit this one out. Happy to work with almost any other GOP that aren't trying to get me killed. In the meantime, if you want to help, you can resign. Thank you, AOC. You have proved what a blithering retard you are. This is how long unity lasts with AOC. 10 minutes. And she's like, you tried to murder me. You tried to murder me. What a retard. While you conveniently talk about, quote, moving on, a second Capitol Police officer lost their life yesterday in the still raging aftermath of the attacks you had a role in. This isn't a joke, we need accountability, and that includes a new senator from Texas. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought the police were systemically racist, and they need to be killed and defunded. Which was your viewpoint when Black Lives Matter were burning down America. What happened to that viewpoint, AOC? What happened about claiming about racism and police brutality? Now the police are great. Now when it's politically expedient for you, the police are amazing. Honestly, oh man, I hate her so much. You haven't even apologized for the serious physical plus mental harm you contributed to from Capitol Police and custodial workers to your own fellow members of Congress. In the meantime, you can get off my timeline. Stop clout chasing. Thanks. Happy to work with other GOP on this. You absolute... Oh, she is so insufferable, man. I'm happy to work with other people and stop your clout chasing. And you get the retards that were like, oh, Slay Queen. No, not Slay Queen. AOC, sit down. You're a freshman bartender. Shut your face. What have you done? You've renamed a post office. Oh, sorry. You haven't even apologized for the serious physical plus mental harm you contributed. AOC, what about when you incited a terror attack on an ICE facility and you passed the question off? What about then? What about when a guy bombed an ICE facility and then intended to shoot up the place on police officers and was eventually killed? What about then? With this logic, you are a terrorist. You contributed to the terrorism. Is that not an insurrection? A man bombing and then intending to shoot and rampage on a government facility? Is that... Are you a terrorist? Do we call Bernie Sanders a terrorist when he literally incited a near massacre of Republicans? Steve Scalise and others were shot. Steve Scalise died because he was shot by a self-avowed Bernie bro because of Bernie Sanders' rhetoric. And do we say that it was his fault? We say that Bernie Sanders should have shut his mouth. But I'm not going to say Bernie Sanders is a terrorist. AOC is so insufferable. Let's look at. I know a lot of you are probably going to be blackpilled now. Let's look at some replies. I've got Melissa here. I love Melissa. Her Twitter is great. You should definitely go and follow her. Stop with the fake damsel in distress nonsense. The people you and Bernie incited actually put Steve Scalise in hospital. Learn to spell. Almost killed him. If there is anyone to be scared of this, the far left radicals that destroyed $2 billion in property and killed hundreds, that support you. Great on there. This is from Mark Dice. Oh, I like that profile. Mark, man, that's a sick profile picture. I like that. If anyone doesn't know, that's Biden's press secretary and Mark Zuckerberg overlaid. AOC just put a target on Ted Cruz back for Antifa and BLM foot soldiers to do the dirty work. Quote, who will relieve me of this meddlesome senator? Typical Marxist engaging in statistic terrorism. Yes. This is from Jeremy from the Quartering. I'm glad you didn't miss this opportunity to play the victim as one of the most powerful people in this country. AOC is insufferable on every single level. So the only time that there was a sense of unity, AOC had to ruin it by blaming the right wing for terrorism. And of course, don't get me wrong, loads of news companies started blaming this on Trump. CNN said this was Trumpism. Vice News said this was white supremacy because they had nothing. It's not like Russian hackers are an organization that plotted against them, against Wall Street and the media's investors. This was just a bunch of people that were like, oh yeah, guys, I'm invested in this. Check this out. And other people was like, oh, I'll do the same. That's all it was. It wasn't organized. It was people following a trend. Okay, and they are not used to the fact that these guys are memeing about it. Over on the Reddit page, let's go and check out Wall Street Bets. Let's go and check out their Reddit. They are memeing the hell out of this. And they always did. Okay, again, like I said, I'm going to hopefully do some more videos updating people on this situation, because, you know, this video isn't necessarily planned. I'm just kind of going through stuff that's happening at the minute. It's just like current events and stuff. Okay, so this is Wall Street Bets account. It loads very slowly at the moment, simply because it is that many people. It's 6 million. When I joined about a month ago on this, it had about 1 million people on here or so. That's mental, that. So as you can see here, they have it's not on here. They have a saying that they call that they use, and it's we can remain retarded longer than you can remain solvent. Okay, and that's what they use. So as you can see here, CNBC docks deep effing value, time for a boycott. So this is them talking about this. I will probably do a video going through all of this as well. We are the subreddit of the day. So yeah, if you look at this, they're just memeing about this. Look, they are literally memeing, screwing over. That's why Wall Street is angry. These aren't malicious hackers or government agencies trying to go against Wall Street. These are just memeing. Look at this. They're posting GIFs. They're literally posting GIFs, memeing about this. Oh, I'm loving this so much. Justin's son. Obviously, people. Asian billionaire has our backs and he's joining us. Banksy says, "Hold, we hold." Is that actually from Banksy? If that is from Banksy, then I'm based Banksy. But yeah, go check them out. Wall Street Bets. I'm gonna work on an article and hopefully some more videos. I don't really want to do. Everyone's done a video on it right now, like a long form kind of video talking about each progression, but I will do an article, like I said. But yeah, this is the current situation. Let's check back on GameStop stocks, and it's gone up from $13 to $22. So yeah, GameStonks. It really is profitable. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, this wasn't very necessarily a planned video, more me just talking about current events with this. Like I said earlier about a podcast with the Lotus Eaters. If you look at their notes on each episode, you can get all the information. I will be using this and other sources like the Reddit page to compile an entire article regarding this. And yeah. So yeah, that is the video pretty much. This is my website. If you want more information about me, here's my articles where I post them, medium.com/millennialpost. If you were interested in that, here's my Bitchute. Go follow me on there. I need more alt tech subscribers. Go check me out on my YouTube channel, which you're probably watching this on. We've gone up on the MolPo YouTube channel, which you also subscribe to, where I do news and stuff, which is basically where I upload clips from articles on there, just related information for that. And my Gab, it's insufferably slow. I don't like Gab at the moment, but hopefully it'll speed up. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Sorry if this video wasn't very coherent. It's just me talking, venting and stuff. Again, an article coming soon about the current situation, and I'll try and update it to be like less of an article and more of like a news stream. But yeah, that's all from me on this, and peace.